Welcome to the Eclectic Thrifter and Crafter, where we thrift and craft with purpose. It's Tea Tuesday, or in my world, Crafty Tuesday. Let's see what we can make with... Hello. This is a little bundle of jewelry I've been collecting for various projects. This particular necklace I picked up because it was absolutely stunning. I normally wouldn't pay this much for a thrifted necklace, but the beads were high quality and I paid less than I would for this number of beads at a craft store. We will be revisiting this necklace in a few weeks for a Christmas project. Next we have this fun little strand, and I picked this up to be part of a Christmas gift. This necklace I picked up also for the dress-up box, but I'm going to take it apart and make a bracelet out of it. This particular strand I picked up specifically for the beautiful smoky gray beads that are on this necklace. That is also for an upcoming Christmas project. One more for the dress-up box. And I think we're good as far as jewelry goes. This, however, is our project necklace for today. Some thrifted jewelry. First, we have to take a quick minute to disassemble it. I opted to not use the Gorilla Glue because the super glue dries faster. For the head of the little beetle, I simply used a large pearl and a ball head pin, securing it in place with the super glue. I find it easier to make projects in an assembly line fashion. I find it less time consuming when I do it this way. If I'm making a special project such as these little brooch beetles, I'll only make about a dozen of them for the craft fair. Sometimes I will sell all of them in one year, sometimes it might take 2 craft seasons such as at Christmas or in the spring to sell them all. Nearly everything in my craft fair booth is handmade. Sometimes I will have a vintage Christmas plate or two, but generally it's all handmade. I like to set my booth up to resemble the old 5 and dime stores that I enjoyed so much when I was growing up. When I was growing up, every neighborhood had a little grocery store, and each store had a little penny candy section. And I loved that so much. We'd get our pennies together, and after school we'd go down to the penny candy store. These 2 little guys are too small for this project, so I'm going to save them for another project that's coming up. As you see, I've secured the legs for the largest beetle. I'm using E6000 glue for this part of the project. I'm going to set this aside and allow it to dry for 24 hours. 20 gauge wire is the best for making sturdy legs for the little beetles, but some of the beads would not fit the 20 gauge wire. So I spent most of my time chasing beads around the mat to find the ones that would fit the 20 gauge wire. This project was actually inspired by this little brooch. I purchased this a couple of years ago, and somehow between the thrift store and home, 2 or 3 of the leaves had already fallen off of it and there were only 2 left on it. I looked at it and thought those little leaves look so much like wings, so I set it aside and I thought one of these days I'm going to make something out of it, and today was the day. When I used up my brass wire, rather than replacing it with more brass wire, I chose to purchase this aluminum wire. There's 750 feet on the spool. It is much easier to manipulate. It is a little more delicate, but I get more for my money and this spool will last a long time, and I find it much easier to work with. This little brooch had a little hollow space in its frame, so what I did is I just ran the legs through and I anchored them in with hot melt. Once again, make sure that you've tucked enough seed beads underneath the legs so that you don't have any loose beads. Thank you so much for joining me for this little project today. I hope you've enjoyed the music. Tapping that like button helps the YouTube algorithm share my videos. Please share my thrifting and crafting channel with your thrifting and crafting friends. I welcome your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Check us out on Instagram and tap that notification button for upcoming announcements of thrifts and crafts. But most of all, have a lovely, lovely day.